Hello, 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 everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you heard the intro music. Um, how is everybody? What's going on? It's going in and out. Yeah, it does that. I don't know. I have to get my intro fixed. Tis life. I try to have a little something different because then it allows me just to get myself together here on this end of things. But anyway, hopefully it wasn't too distracting. Okay. Had reached out to my aunt and uncle, and yeah. Oh, okay, good. Thank you, Church Nelly. Alrighty. Let me see here. We have oh cookies and cream. I saw my boss is lurking in the clouds, so I'll try to be on my best behavior. I can't promise anything. Mind you, y'all, I am when I say I'm struggle nation, I am struggle nation. Yard work, yeah, I'm gonna have to look at putting that in the budget because, Lord, mm, 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 mm. A half a day yesterday, this morning, but it looks beautiful out there. Woo! Bright eyes. How are you? Good to see you. Woo! Glad you are doing well. Let me get over here and just. I need to look, make sure I have everything pulled over. I believe I do. Okay. So that YouTube is muted. I have to make sure a couple of steps are taken care of. Okay, so let's get into this and then we can chat about the wonderful Megan and her upcoming speaking engagement. Here we go.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Oh, yeah. So Megan has been asked to speak at this year's Time 100 Summit. So let me read my favorite quote, Sussex Saturday, that I always do, and then we'll get into those things. My favorite quote that I found on the archewell.org site: each of us can change our communities. All of us can change the world. They live by this, okay? No matter what the haters want to say. I just have to share this picture again because, yeah, all the hugs from all of us that support was seen in that hug. That's my feelings on that. So hopefully she felt love from around the globe. So Time 100, their fifth annual Time 100 Summit, will feature leaders from the global time community to spotlight solutions and encourage action towards a better world. What was the quote I just read? Okay. Speakers for the day long event include Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and founder of As Ever, actor and producer Demi Moore. That should be interesting. Co CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, actor and entrepreneur Ryan Reynolds. He owns, I believe it's a mobile company. Comedian Nikki Glaser. Um, Co-founder and CEO of Google, DeepMind, Demes Habis, director of Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, and I'm going to butcher that last name, G. I'll just say that. So, chair of the advisory board of the Anti-Corruption Foundation and the chair of the Human Rights Foundation, Eula N, founder, CIO, mentor, and member of the Bridgewater Board, Raymond Dalio, and President and CEO of Exelon, Calvin Butler, and it goes on and on and on. So, coveted and distinguished list of people that will be there, you know, all backgrounds, and sounds like it's going to be very, very exciting. I look forward to. So, I will say that she speaks on the 23rd. And let me just make sure I have the right on the timing because I did have it pulled up. Where I had it pulled up, I don't know. And I hope no music starts playing anywhere. Okay. So the 19th, this one says 19th annual event will be aired on Sunday, May 4th. Is that when May 4th? Yes. So Sunday, May 4th from 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. That's what I'm reading. That's what I found on the Googles. So ABC Network, as Celera had said that, watch the Time special television event. So mark your calendars for um, May 4th for the televised of the gala. And now they're saying the gala. She's attending the summit, so you'll be able to see the two phases of that part. All right, let me come back over here. I wanted to share from prior covers we know that Harry and Meghan have been on, and that set the world ablaze over in the UK. I'll put it that way because these folks got upset over these pictures. But yeah, where Harry's not intimidated by his wife, he pushes her forward. The wind beneath the wings. Yes, that's he's that to her and she's that to him. Okay. So I would say go out on the Times 100 website, Look for links. If I don't know if they're going to air the summit, more than likely they will. Even through social media, I'm sure we'll be able to find. I didn't see a link to it, but if there is one, then I know Church Nelly will share it. As always, we are 2 episodes in on Confessions of a Female Founder with Meghan. Both episodes have been awesome. This past week got a lot of buzz. I didn't even on my timeline, and I kind of stayed off of the X app just for that purpose. I just didn't want to see any of the loony nonsense. But this coming Tuesday will be a new episode 3. Looking forward to it. And we'll have a little live stream to discuss that. As ever, has not yet refreshed as far as having products available, but as soon as they do, after I buy mine, I will let you know. Woo! You can also be watching with Meghan, with Love Meghan on Netflix. You can also watch the Harry and Meghan docu-series that's on Netflix, et cetera, et cetera. You can shop the little capsule that she put together, which through this, I bought some beautiful earrings that arrived yesterday. And I was watching because I was like, where are these earrings? Because I ordered them a while ago. Um, with all the craziness we got going on over here, I just was a little concerned, but all is well. They arrived and they are beautiful. They're very delicate. And the picture makes them look, they're pretty dainty. They're very small and dainty. So, couldn't wear them while I was doing yard work. That would just look kind of cray cray. But I can't wait to have an opportunity to wear them, etc. So I saw, and I'm not sure, I hope I did give thanks to Gwen S for the super thanks. I believe I did on Tuesday. But if not, thank you, thank you, thank you. May the love that you dropped on me be returned unto you 1,000,000,000 times over. I'm just going to play this. One moment, please.
You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me.
So thank you again, Gwen S, for that. I wanted to be sure as I was going across. Okay, I'm just giving another shout out to these members. TBTB. Has anybody seen TBTB or Floar at all? Because they need to be reaching out to me anyway. Y'all know why. Pre-trash time. So I put this here because people. Anyway, it's just regarding Harry's case and just, Prince Harry says his worst fears have been confirmed in raw comments after his security case. So I put this here just because that's how I feel about people at times. And we all know that if people had read between the lines, if it wasn't directly stated in Harry and Meghan docuseries as well as in Spare, as in, he yeah, he knows what his fam is involved in. Okay. Ruthlessness, but nevertheless, we're going to go on. So, Minnie and Squatty, sometimes I think a lot of us don't, we're out there usually saying a lot of things because we are staunch supporters of Harry and Meghan. But it's nice to see when others who have a large platform and have their voice, and they basically state what we have been saying because a lot of different eyes get to it. So, Glowly, let me get that out. I had to do my little chuckles now so I can read this without busting out laughing. So, Kate Middleton, who is on her third holiday in 4 months, filmed an inane, okay, that was my word, insane, but inane nature video, and then waited to drop it 3 weeks later on a Tuesday, coinciding with Meghan's Confessions of a Female Founder podcast, which apparent the working royals are the ones that hate clashes with their rare engagements. It's archetypes all over again. Kate and Prince William hardly work, but they will probably try to find something for Meghan's new podcast release days. So transparent and pathetic. And just to take down the banner, you can see this was on the 15th of April. And I was like, bravo, bravo, because yes. Okay, yes. Now, I have the next gentleman here because he had the time and the day. And he politely let them know that he had the time of the day. I don't know if he ever got a response back, but he kind of put them in their place. I'm talking about Omid. As you see, if I take the banner down, it was on the 18th, so just yesterday. The mail online. Harry and Meghan's mouthpiece, which is so disrespectful. Mouthpiece Scobie scoops a six-figure TV deal for new series, and it features a very handsome Duke. Um, so Omen had to set the record straight. It was actually seven, but who's counting? Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Bravo to Omid. Yes. Good for you. Um, while I kind of watch it because you are or were part of the ranks of the royal rota, um, and considered a royal expert. Well, they never did because he is biracial, and they always kind of side-eyed him and kept him at bay a little bit. So Omen is basically like middle finger energy to them, and I love it. Okay, love it. The comments under this were hilarious because squatties were like, "Oh, he." I think I might have put he chose violence or something like that, but it was funny. So kudos to him on his new show. I'll have to look and research some more, but I know how y'all are, and y'all will probably tell me about it. There's 110 comments that I'm coming into, so let me pick a spot. Mamo! Okay, so I'm gonna yell out some names now. Connie Bomber! Okay, I had to get that out. I see Grace has a nice opening, and I just scrolled really quickly, and I have to go back. Okay, so Grace, welcome everybody. It's time for Sussex Saturday. Megan's maid. The Rangers need to get laid. Lord of mercy. Negative trolls, drink some haterade. Lakers in five. Here's your host, VS Speaks. Oh, I love it. Okay, that says a lot. Hey, Faith. Hey, Antoinette. How are y'all? I'm going to try to. I know there was a lot of greetings. So, all right. Lorna was asking, has anyone noticed the special offers are coming from Amazon more frequently? They must be feeling the effects of that boycott that some are doing, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen any, but, unless it's $1 special, don't talk to me. Oh, okay. To all those who have bought their Hermes bags and then you realize that you got scammed. uh, okay. Let me just say that. All these designers are out here shaking in their boots a little bit. I never understood, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus $1,000 on a handbag. Never understood that, but to each his or her own and what they like to, spend their hard-earned money on or, money earned in many different ways. Okay, so I said that my boss was in the clouds, have my earbuds. I'm very busy trying to get shit done. Oh, yes, Easter is tomorrow for those here in the US that celebrate the holiday. So they can break if they've done their, fast up through. I guess it would have been broken Good Friday, but some continue on up through, sunrise service on Easter. Yours already. There we go. All right, let me see. Um, Hi, beautiful. How are you? Good to see you. I am way behind, but I am trying to catch up. Y'all be patient. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Little Mac. Hi, Kim C. Hi, Lorna. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Hi, Hattie. Hey, Rosa. How you doing? All right. That was Grace's. Let me see. Emma. Okay, Joseph is saying the haters are sharpening their knives in anticipation. Child. I'm going to be careful. They might fall on their own said knives. Yo. Let me see, Mrs. S. Why has no one ever asked Broomstick to speak at anything important? Are you asking for a friend, or do you really want me to give my answer to that question? There's a lot of different answers. I'm sure squatties in the chat will wind up answering that at some point. I might in trash time. I don't know. And I already see an answer before I could get down a little further. Let me see. Rosita's Harry is the best husband. He wants her light to shine its brightest instead of trying to dim it. So he would be brighter in comparison. Yeah. So his would be brighter in comparison. Right. That's what a loving couple will do. And a man that is secure in themselves wouldn't feel that all eyes on me, because them all eyes on you could lead to many different things. Peggington and Pawpaw already found that out. Um, and here we go. Church Nelly responded, Mrs. S. She's incoherent, and she put it in all caps with a few exclamation points there. So, okay, I'm sure I'm going to come across a few more answers. Oh, see, now here you go, because you're entertained. See, you got Church Nelly started. Mrs. S says, Church Nelly, hello. I know that, but I'm here thinking out loud. I know she can't even read off cue cards. Like if you give somebody an index card, I don't want to hear all this blah 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 blah. She doesn't like um talking in public. Then she shouldn't have chased the man that would have ensured that she had a very public position in the family at the food of of the food chain of a country. Most people usually sit back and fall back and want to just be in the background. That's not the role that she has, so she needs to make up her mind what she wants. I guess that's the new in her mind, the new aged, you know, royal. I just show up, wave, and disappear again for days, and then they find out that I'm on another vacation. I guess maybe I don't know. Hey, Mama. Mama saying Joseph agreed, and their knives are blind when it comes to Megan. Yeah, very, 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 very much so. Hi, Karen W. How are you? Karen W. says, "Hey guys, happy rest on day before the new beginnings on Resurrection Day. Happy Easter, new beginnings. Give love and be love, togetherness and kindness all around. Love y'all." So, your love back, Karen W. Compton, Cali, what's up? Okay. Oh my gosh, let me see. The boss says, VS speaks, put your shit on even when you just have to sit on the on the toilet. We all see how our Megan do. LOL. True. Mm-mm. Hey Nora, the Stock Explorer, how are you? Hi Sis Hilda, if you're listening in the clouds, you might be. I haven't seen your name, but I usually get, a nice little message. Let me see. Tier says, I think episode 3 is highbrow hippie. It would be wonderful. Y'all know y'all are good at like the voices a lot of times, or you just pick up on something that Megan says. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll find out a lot more. And being that Megan did angel invest in, so yeah, it should be a very good discussion. Discussion. Mrs. S says, Fumi Adeshloud, what? Void have a great short on Megan. Check it out. Oh, okay. Little Mac, Hattie, hopefully no more trips to the UK. 5,000 miles sounds about the right. But we know the last time, especially Megan, she didn't even leave the airport. Waited for her husband, and then they flew on. So yours. um, mm, anyway, Let me see. Um, I'm gonna pick up here. I think I'm gonna jump into trash time, and then I can spend a little bit more in the comments. So that's your favorite time anyway. So let's not play around. Um, I only have a few items, but if I get them over and done, then I could come back and hang out with y'all and the chat. hmm Y'all don't mind? Okay.
It's your favorite time. Trash time! Trash time! Trash time!
Okay. Trash time. So the media, UK media, had nerve, let me just say, to reach out because they wanted to get a statement. And I want to see, because I think on my screenshot, it does, of course, this screenshot is pretty big. Maybe no, I can see on in the gallery that I have on my phone because I have a little bit too much on my phone. Um, Oh, that's the picture that didn't come in. So on the 13th of April, I captured this screenshot off of, where. So Markle's office did not respond to a query asking if the post meant either that she would henceforth not correct people using her HRH title or that she intended to actively start using it herself again. They're so worried about her using it. They don't say anything about Sarah Ferguson. They don't say anything about the other one that has, I guess her husband and her have finally retired, but she used her husband, you know, her Royal Highness Princess Michael. She used that to write romance novels. So it just befuddles me how they're just so set on Meghan. She can't use. It's her title if she wants to. It's her styling. hmm but we're going to see in a little bit. It, it appears. I know it's dragloids and tabloids, but it appears that maybe Peggington has something planned for them when he becomes king. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, um, I'm glad they didn't respond. That is your response. Foolishness gets no response. Okay. So, Kaiser Celebrity. The courtiers are worried about Prince Harry's quote veiled threats to write another book. I did not click on the link or anything, but when I saw this, I was just like, oh, y'all at it again. Okay. But, you know, I'll say this. The courtiers should not be worried for all the shit that they have done to Harry and Meghan. Harry, through his entire life up until he told them to kick rocks when he left out of there. And then, Meghan from the time that she started dating him in 2016. Because Harry had to release that unprecedented statement and basically told them to F off and leave her alone, but they didn't want to listen. So all that they want to whine and complain about now, he put out Spare, and we knew then that there were more pages. Hell, there's more footage from the Oprah interview. Oprah even said that not all of it was aired. Okay, keep effing around because this is a season of F around and find out. You know, in 2024, a comedian went onto a podcast, spoke his stuff, and said this was the year of the truth. And Cat Williams, man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Anyway, I digress. So the courtiers can be worried if they want to be. Why it makes a headline, I don't know. And may the lady in black whip the wheels off of y'all. Okay, that's my feelings for it. All right, so the happy couple, Trasha, Trashalina. I'll just give them new names. Um, so campaign to abolish the monarchy. Ciao. I was like, oh, they have an account. Okay, so yes, so now we follow, and so we can get. hmm they are on it. Kate flew round trip from Windsor. She spent more time sitting in the royal helicopter than she spent working in the Lake District. And so they have hashtag lazy Kate, Katie, hashtag royal flights, hashtag royal propaganda. When I saw this at first, I said, "Ooh, who is this?" Because somebody is upset. So as you see, this was on the 15th. And so I said, "Oh my." Let me take a sip of my tea. Refreshing. So I said, my goodness." Now they're clocking. People do watch and see, oh, you want to fly that exorbitant, environmentally harming object in to do an event, and then you don't even stay that long. That's hilarious to me that she spent more time sitting in the royal helicopter. Woo! You know she don't work, so I don't know what she was planning to do in the Lakes District. Somebody school me, those especially. I didn't see Elaine P, but she might be in the chat now. Hopefully, but somebody that knows what is the Lakes District. Okay, this had me chuckling. I don't think there's a let me just see. Oh, there is a date. So the date is down there, and this one's late, but I happen to see, and this is going back to like 2015. So let's just take, a gander because I had to do a double take when I saw this. When were these two out? Because I didn't realize that they had been on the outs. Not the one that they claim just loves everybody and hugs everybody has been on the outs with her sister. No wonder the sister was out in what was it? In France, swimming and frolicking in the ocean while her sister was allegedly back in the UK sick, and we never saw them visiting. Okay, I'm just saying. hmm Anyway, anyway. So this little radar inside Kate Middleton's secret feud with Sister Pippa and how siblings have been torn apart by new obstacles as their lives couldn't be more different. Her sister married somebody that's got more money than Willie Wills, allegedly. I'm just saying. Um, doesn't have has a lives a fairly quiet life, I guess, unless she's out and somebody happens to snap a picture of her. But you know, once she settled down, you didn't hear stories about her. I'm just saying. Um, so I don't know why you would be feuding with your sister over having a different life. It's kind of familiar on trying to control others' lives. hmm Okay. I just wanted to share that because it gives some great context to, the woman that they want to give sainthood to, and she ain't no saint in any kind of way. Now, one of the squatties put this side by side. I just I labeled this like, future king who, because Harry, of course, when he was in the Ukraine, that's him on the left. Um, I've referenced this picture, so I had described and just said the rest of the family was dressed in ski gear, and he's out there with his bottle, holding it a particular way. I'll just say that, and with shorts and just looking scruffy duffies as ever. Like, yeah, you're on holiday, but sir, okay, and you had to know that you're gonna be out as soon as you step out those doors. The paparazzi that travels with you, okay, or the UK rota that travels even on the holidays, because you ain't gonna tell me that after Miss I'm gonna lie around nude, topless, I should say, and had those pictures taken, and they sued and had that tabloid in trouble and all that stuff. That you don't know you aren't being pictured as soon as you step out. Okay, please don't pretend like you know. Hmm. It's just yeah, future king. Here's another that I had referenced, radar, like you notice similarities. So um let me come here and you can see just how Prince William plotting to strip brother Harry and wife Meghan Markle of their titles when he becomes king. Plotting, he just has to, of course, go through the appropriate means, and then it affects everybody below him. Like, it's not going to bother Harry and Meghan. You're not going to affect their income making. In fact, their income and ability to make income without even being tied to y'all will be unrestrained. They'll surpass you numwads financially. That's the best news ever. Oh, they're already setting up, their children. Yeah, will be okay. hmm And they don't have to do any song and dance and make their parents look good. hmm Yeah. Okay. So again, this is how I picture him. Just sway swillio. He can't let the bottle go. Oh, Chuck holds on another 20 years. Oh no, kind of slush y'all gonna have as a king over there. All right, so these two, I'm not even going through no formality. I said I was going to share this picture, but I just couldn't help myself. Okay, let me take my banner down for a minute. So this one here has nerve to always talk about, well, both of them talk badly about Meghan, but the female in the picture always has something to say, just demeaning type. And I'm like, sister woman, you need to go back and check yourself. She does look like she's dressed like a sister wife that you would see out in Utah somewhere. I'm just saying. But the sneakers, no, you should have at least changed into some heels, especially when you propped up to get a picture taken with a man who has to pay that £7,500 fine for the court cost. Trying to get the person who is coming for protection against him. But anyway, I wanted to share so you can see. And if she thinks he wants her, well, dude, Jesus. Okay, let me come over here. The lady in black. Mm. Um. Oh, that's what I wanted to say too. That last was it Tuesday or last week when Sonia J asked about Craig Melvin. Allegedly, he's just on vacation. That's what I've been reading. So I don't know if he really got the can. I didn't see any more than that, and I really didn't want to waste any more time. They're gonna get theirs. Don't worry. You know that. But always, my middle finger energy is up and stuck when it comes to them UK. Folks that live behind the golden gates that just won't leave Harry and Meghan alone, won't get their mouthpieces and their media to shut the F up about them. So, anyway, focus on the ones that don't work. Focus on the one that is allegedly too ill but is elderly and, may kick the bucket at any point if he doesn't take out his son sooner. All right, let me stop. Woosah. Okay. Okay. Let me come back to the comment I wanted to get to and knew what point that I would, and I'm just going to work my way down in the comments. Hattie said, what Workshire Willie and Kate doesn't seem to realize is that anything they do can't compete with Harry and Meghan's projects. Well, they should have known that when Harry and Meghan were working royals. They didn't compete. Harry and Meghan weren't trying to compete. They were just out there doing what they needed to do. The fact that these two, as you call it, Workshire Willie and Kate, feel that they're in competition. Child, there is no competition. Y'all lost. Y'all can have the big king queen title, one day, but you still are just, lame. Okay. Let me come on down. Little Mac is saying, Mrs. S, did you say fool me last week when she told of a deranger that commented on her support for Meghan? It was epic. Oh my God. You know how we just love when the crazies pop out and show you. And then we have to pop out back and show them just how we roll. Okay. Come crazy if you want to. All right. Mrs. S. Omit's shade is blinding. LOL. Years. He had the time. I mean, I wish the laws were, especially here in the US, were as such that there had to be honesty and journalism because that just went out the door. And yeah, I don't know if it ever existed in the UK. I didn't live there, so I'll just leave that for that. Wendy L says Murad got FAFO moment. He is being dragged, well deserved. He is a hypocrite. Uses H&M for money. No different from the haters. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hmm. A big gulp of tea on that one. Back to back. I like that record. That tea is so good. Okay. Patricia S is saying Meghan and Harry are just supposed to sit on their hands just in case will not and cannot decide to do something. True. Their hands would lose feeling if they sat that long. I mean, it's just funny that oh, she releases on Tuesday, so we'll do something. I don't even bother. Like, okay, you want to be that childish, be my guest, but you know. Ooh, Lorna, give us a little juice here, a little tea. Lorna says, did you hear Pippa Middleton screwed up whoop, when asked why she went on vacation during Kate's cancer illness? And she said Kate didn't have traditional cancer. KP cleaned that comment up fast. Well, do. What's traditional cancer, boys and girls? Can anyone, anybody have that answer for traditional cancer? Because I didn't know there was any such thing. Mm. The stuff that they have done, I don't know how KP cleaned up anything. They couldn't even clean up that Frankenstein picture that got them put on the do not trust list when it comes down to Getty images. Mm. Mm. Let me see. Let me see. Where are we? Little Mac is saying Joan. She basically called them. She basically called them unwashed and uneducated, and that she was a Meghan fan, loud and proud. It was epic. Oh, I don't know why folks don't believe up until the point that you just have to ether them in a sense. So kudos to Fumi for that, because yeah, the unwashed and don't even need to ask no more. Y'all leave that alone, okay? Wendy L. Lorna, she slipped and told the truth. Yes, she did. So they might be feuding again. Woo! Pippa went on to got found her way into some good ranks and married a billionaire. I mean, although her father-in-law's background, I understand, is very questionable. He likes him young and shouldn't go to cell block 1. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't you put that word in the chat? Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna keep on going on down. Cookies and cream, my manager. If I didn't say hello to you earlier, hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Church Nelly, who the hell can afford a Hermes bag? We all can now. We can get it directly from the makers in China. Since they done put it out there on Front Street that it only costs $10 to make it, or about that, and then the cost of shipping it in, but you all pay the rest when it comes out of Italy because it has to have, it has to go in there to get the Hermes insignia, whatever, on the bag. So we all can afford them now. Oh yes. Now I kind of understand. Now you all remember the fury behind blocking TikTok, and because that particular country that we're really in a tariff war with, um, runs it in a sense, and how they're going to do this and do that and blah blah. They just came out and told the truth. Your country's screwing you over, and this is how. But nevertheless, come to us. Come buy it here. Joan says, "Little Mac, I'm sorry I missed it, but she was FAFO. Yes. Uh-oh, Mrs. S. Instead of spending all that money on a bag, sponsor a less fortunate child who have the desire to learn, but not the means to. Yes, because all this funding is being cut because, some feel that it's DEI, and they just don't want anybody to gain a little. Mhm. Gotta do all that you can. Let me see. Little Mac, I'm from New York. The fake bags from the street vendors work for me. Okay. We know how to go down to Chinatown. Oh, and if y'all didn't know, okay. Um, yeah. You just tell them, hey, this is what, okay. Anyway, let me come on. Oh, Gwen is answering the question that was asked earlier. Clueless Kate is a mute person. Yes, Grace. I was gonna say something at the end, but Easter is on the same day as getting high, 420. The Cadbury bunny is smoking orange blossoms, child. Okay, let me just throw this out. Easter is truly austere, you know, which is fertility, uh-huh, new beginnings. So I know that a lot of the holidays really are truly based on what they call pagan, but African spirituality. I mean, people really need to do their, maybe they'll give all up that they keep preaching or beating into folks because, slavery was beat into during slavery, Christianity was beat into folks. You believe that you died, gave up your language, had to learn a little, and it wasn't even allowed that you could learn, but those that did couldn't give off that they do how to write. Anyway, let me move on. Mamo says agreed. Mrs. S. Sponsor a less fortunate child. Yeah, I just never understood that whole. The bags were pretty, but I didn't understand the fascination of. Ooh, you spent $50,000 on a pocket, like a pocketbook? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Um, what is this? Lorna said I had to refresh my comments were stuck. Hello to those I missed coming into the child. That's sweet. Joan says, speak. Kate can't speak. Okay. Churchill, I refuse to purchase a purse that costs more than the money I put inside it. Okay. Hey. Woo. I'm telling you. Hey, Marshall, there you are. Hey, all in the clouds. I'm late out running errands, but we'll stop to drag Kate. Always time for the drag of that person because you just don't like that one. I know. All right. Little Max says, Gwen, thank God Kate is mute most of the time because when she speaks, she sounds awful and has nothing worth hearing. Well, I mean, they should have never unleashed her ever again. Um, after where was she at? A museum, and it was the eggs that aren't made anymore. I don't know. I can't think of the name of them. And she just says the dumbest stuff. Ooh, do they make these anymore? There was somewhere she was at, and it was like, can you smell it or taste it or whatever? And then people were looking at her like, whoa, can't handle this. Cookies and cream. Miss Pretzel Stick McMumbles is incapable of speaking because she is brainless. Oh my God. Her head is a hollow log. She's such a dimwit. Ooh, my gosh. She's just right for what they want. Someone to stand with their hands a certain way, because she does hold her hands a certain way when she's holding her purse in one hand. And if she happens to have it in her left hand so that that bad ring with the ring with the bad juju on it can be seen by everybody. Yes. I'm wearing Diana's. Whatever. Whatever. Got all that juju with it too, but nevertheless, she knew that going into it. Yes, little Mac, my heart. Okay, because yes, I am a Kendrick fan. Okay, love it. Shared it on my other channel. It's more appropriate over there. Little Mac says, talking about success breeds success. Did you see Kendrick's Gatorade commercial? Yes, yes, and yes. Very deep. That is him. because it's just more than someone just drinking the sports drink, and all of the athletes across every, I believe, every sport, the top athletes that we know in those sports, but it was also dropping knowledge and nuggets for the youth if they're listening clearly and closely. Yes, okay. Give them a splash till they're hydrated. And he was, yeah, okay. This is not a Kendrick Lamar. I have to go on my other channel and talk about him as much as I want. Okay. Um, Woo, Wendy L. When I see these names, I'm like, oh, Willie Boy and Doolittle Katie or Kate missing Easter service again. What royal duties from these two lazy royals? Vacation is the new royal duties, I guess. Yeah, that's surprising that they're skipping it because that was just unheard of. I think she dropped, what was it, the third child and was still at Easter? Is that the only time that she missed the Easter service? Please, whatever. That's amazing. Hmm. Not really, but hey, let it have been, you know, our faves and all hell would have been breaking loose. Mrs. S, when Broomsticks applied for the job, she thought that all she had to do was breathe, smile, and create wrinkles. Did not know that she would have to talk. It worked until Megan came along. Sure. Well, yeah, because they were the lazy ones. That's headlines that are out there. People can Google and see what they said up until 2016. And then it started changing, the tone. Hi, V. How are you? Good to see you. I know I'm late. Okay. Um, all right. I'm getting to where I was in trash time. I see that someone dropped some love. A couple of y'all. My goodness. Let me get over here and look. So Karen W says, "Who cares why you're coming here and asking about the other one speaking? We don't care. It's none of our business. Once our faves are doing thing and not 50%, we're good. We're not interested on the other side." Exactly. Exactly. No, 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 and no. All right, let me get over here and just look and see. Okay. Whoo, look at y'all. Y'all been busy. Okay, so V, thank you so much for the love that you dropped on me. Mwah. May it be returned unto you 1,000,000,000 times over. Sylvia F, the same. Thank you for the love that you've dropped on me. May it be returned unto you 1,000,000,000 times over. And Kat, thank you, channel member. Um, Thank you for the love that you dropped on me. May it be returned unto you 1,000,000,000 times over. And you're saying Harry never threatened to write another book. This is another case of the British media putting a lie out, then acting like it was said by Harry and Meghan. Oh, but I hope he does do it. Now, how about that? They keep messing with him. He just might. Anyway, this is for the three of you. Let me get to the right spot. Let me jump back over to, okay, you're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. To you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You didn't have to. I appreciate the love that you drop on me. Let's see. Okay. Yes. So see, I have a message from my sis in IG. I'm in your stream, sis. Hopefully she heard me give her a shout out. But thank you all so very, 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 very much. All right. Bright Eyes, it is just good to see you in the chat. Let me see. I highlighted that one. I'm going to probably have that. Mamo, you were one of the first ones in the chat. What was this? I wanted to look at this one, Lorna, because I started so that I would come back to it. VS speaks. You're on the struggle boat. I'm on the get my backside out of this chair before it gets any wider boat. Lorna, you are too much. Yeah, I'm just right now. I took a Tylenol before I went out and started doing all that yard work because I know I would have been hurting right now, but soaked it out. Still a little sore, but life goes on. I'm gonna save this one for the last and come back to that. Come back over here. All right, let me find where I'm at in the chat. Come on down. Mm, a lot of greetings. Hello, 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 hello. Patricia, when was Harry threatened, child? Every day of his life, they just come for him. Lorna, exactly, Mrs. VS. Megan's silence is her response. Use. We would have, I could put some choice words to it, but that would not be Megan's style. Silence is all that they need. And it drives them crazier than if they got a response and then ask another question. She knows about their little games. Kim C says, Harry's never threatened the British royal family regarding writing another book about them. Where are they getting this ish from? Y'all know, y'all know what they do and how they do things. Y'all know. Like Kat said, they make it up, pull it out of thin air, or maybe they pull it out of um Workshire Willie's pegster. That's where they get it from. Maybe they pull it out of his pegster because they sure seem to run with it. Hey Raven, how are you? Uh, Gwen's like Patricia. They make up shit. Yeah, they do. um, Joan is like in between her highs and all that. She's like, he didn't threaten. They're making up crap again. Lakivia, how are you? Um, yes. Lakivia says we have to pray for Megan Harry. Yes, all those that, all of us. Because you talk about watch the party and die. Lord of mercy. Let's see. Oh, oh. Little Mac is like, look now. Little Mac said she can use HRH as long as it's not a commercial endeavor, which all that she agreed to, right? They are just trying to control her. By the time Wills removes titles, they will be billionaires, so who cares exactly? And then they'll become trillionaires. I'm just remove them. Stop threatening, you know? Pull it out your arse, Willie Will. We know you like that. Now I'm going to keep on moving down. Here we go. Mrs. S. How the father are we in trash time already? I wanted to be in a position to really absorb stuffs up. Listen, I wanted to get into it, go through the content, and come back and just chat it up with y'all. Look, see, y'all get upset. My gosh. Whew. Y'all crack me up. Bashar, hey now. Kate's not lazy. She's done plenty of work on her back. Child, I knew somebody was going to say it. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, she had nicknames back in Kohler. True. Okay. Church Nelly Marshall. I'm shocked, clutching my vibrator right now. Oh, I know I'm supposed to read these comments from certain accounts before I put them up, but I just clicked anyway. So yeah, Rosita's Harry still has those unreleased 400 pages cut from Spare Right. And I guarantee they were doozies, mind you. Grandmama was still alive at the time. Okay, let me move on. Anyway, we shall see. And we know the Ginger Avenger keep pushing. They gonna find out. Cookies and cream. All that unhinged family has to do is just leave the Sussexes alone. Megan is so done with them. They're not even an afterthought. She'll never trust them again. Exactly. And especially not around her babies. Okay? Not around them. Mm-mm. Let me see. Here, and they are running scared about Harry's second book. His presence alone in the UK sent Charles and Willie into Highland. Exactly. One ran off to what was it, Italy? Which, of course, the Rhoda talking about Harry, tying it into Chuck's trip, and it's like, are you all stupid or something? Like, get over it. It's probably his yearly thing he has to do to go to the Vatican. And he's not even of that faith. Oof, coquette. Okay, so Joan is saying, so according to her sisters, Skinny Minnie didn't have cancer for real. Well, she had traditional. Okay. And I guess whatever KP did to clean it up, they did. Mrs. S. Bald mop, broomstick, and they're flying Uber. Yeah. The gift, well, if that's the one that Granny gave them, hopefully she said, here, you lazy bum. Okay. Anyway, that was just a thought. Lorna says instead, Mumbles filming the scouts, she should have walked to Lake Windermere and taken a whiff. They say it's the most polluted lake in the UK. Maybe it would clear up her brain fog. Sure. Ah, y'all ain't playing around. Lord of mercy. What would really have been funny if somebody took a little, a bottle, try to filter it down just a little bit. Who knows? Maybe it's clear and it just has the funk. And, just give it to her. Here, take a sip. I'm being bad. I'm being bad. Mrs. S. Pippa got the better deal when she married the man who looked like a character from the movie Men in Black. Child. Woo, y'all are having no mercy. No mercy, Compton Cali. Pippa enjoying her life and Kitty stuck. Well, Kitty chose that. Or Mama chose it for Kitty, but Kitty chose that. Just anyway, they just too funny for words. Let me see. Little Mac is saying Kate is mad because Pippa has a bigger butt. Oh, we're not gonna get into this debate again because one time, or yeah, I think it was the one time I did reference like the picture from their wedding, Kate and William, and that was like the talk of the town was sister. And then some of y'all were like that non-existent arse, y'all. Who is talking about? And that, okay. Anyway, moving on. V says Kate can't get along with anyone because she's wretched witch. Yeah, that was. I mean, it just goes to show if she was pretty much warring with her sister. I mean, what happened to all the love and the family so close and all this? But how yeah, she's not a girl's girl. Mhm. Put her in a room of guys, and she'll be just fine. Kim C. Pippa has billionaire money. She's keeping herself out of the British royal family toxicity. Yeah. She's just going on living life, doing what she wants to do, all that fun stuff. Compton Cali Peg looks like he's been photoshopped into the picture, child. Something like if you blow that picture up and look at the face, like I said, it doesn't, unless you want to say an alien Kate, but it didn't look like Kate. Mm. And I know pictures lose something, the distortion. Yeah, but anyway, moving on. Lorna says, yes, I believe that Kate was interfering in Pippa's marriage and Pippa put her foot down. Does this sound familiar? Remember Harry and Chelsea Davy? Well, they tried that even with Meghan. Hmm. Hmm. Lifetime movie was kind, too kind to the royal family. Hi, Divine. Hey, YouTube unfolder. Yeah, okay. Who's that? Let me stop. Hi, Divine. How are you? I hope you're going to go live. I can come hang out with you. Maybe I'll go live. You can come hang out with me. Anyway, let's see. Gwen is saying no one gives a flying flip about pegging William. Ooh, my gosh. Divine says Willie can do one. Ooh, mm, 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 mm. Mrs. S. Pippa has no butt. See, I knew that was. I knew the conversation. Her ass looks like an Aunt Jemima pancake. Now look at here. You know they don't call it Aunt Jemima anymore. I like pancakes. Now please don't give me that visual. Oh God Almighty. Mm. There's nothing appetizing about that. Her arse. No. Little Mac, that feud story is to explain why Pippa went on vacation and didn't go visit Kate during her pre-cancer year-long illness. Oh man, Hattie, what he doesn't seem to realize is Charles might be the last king. Woo! Okay, mic drop. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, especially if he keeps up his antics. I mean, really, the country has to determine, do they want to continue, and what do they bring to the country? In all honesty, what do they bring to the country? I know those in the Commonwealth can speak too. Like, what do they bring to the country? Besides mayhem. Okay. Gwen Lorna, she can't even handle her metro. Mm. Divine, not the stalker, child. Mhm, mhm. Rosita's, when asked why she took a vacation while Kate was, quote, sick, end quote, she said, quote, it wasn't that kind of illness. And then Pippa had to backtrack. Well, and I don't care what anybody says, they use Pippa's image in that five-wheel car, that AI created picture that they were trying to say the mom was driving, I guess, Kate to pick up the kids or something, and it's like, don't act like they don't have staff or security that could do the same, please. Anyway, let me come over here. Compton Callie, she's wearing those dirty ass sneakers. Whew, and got nerve. She's eating well. That's one thing I will say. I'm just gonna say it like that. Okay. Got nerve to be talking about Meghan. Marshall, the only title Willie can take as king are their HRH titles, right? Harry tried to give all that back when they left. Willie can't control anything, not even his desire to peg. Child. Okay. And yes, to the crazies out there that listen, they did. That was part of their statement. They did offer, and then it was, no, let's do the 1 year review, which of course we saw how that ended within months because, take security, take the money that you were supposed to be giving until they were, had secured some income and release their whereabouts right when the countries were starting to do lockdowns during the vid. So yeah. Hmm. Rositas, why does William look homeless in that pic? Well, he looks like himself, put it that way. That's why he's always trying to. It's amazing when he wants to try to go undercover. What puns are there? Go undercover and, you know, act or be like he's homeless selling newspapers while he has a Rolex, which is still an overpriced item, because he can get it real dirt cheap over there, where they make them. Y'all go out to TikTok if y'all want to know more information. But all these designer things, nevertheless, but he is what he looks like. He might have the big apartment, but I'm talking soul, spirit. He's homeless. Okay. Little Mac, hi Cat. Totally agree. Harry did say he took 400 pages out of spare to keep the peace with his family. They should remember that as the pages could be released, I would call it spare parts. Okay? I'm just saying. To keep the peace with his family, we can only imagine what was stated in those 400 pages that they were so upset. Because you remember Harry when the news of the book had been that it had been through the legal checks, etc. So, you know how the royal family is. They want to have their hands into everything, but then claim they're such innocent, pious people that don't involve themselves in anything, not even politics bullshit, but that's what they say. Okay. Let me see. Sharon S says, VS Barron talked about the feud. It seems Pippa said in an interview that she didn't go see Bones because she wasn't as sick slash unwell. Sounded like it was more mental than physical. Yeah. Well, either way, she put out what she put out, and because she doesn't have a voice, KP running that thing, you know how they like to set narratives. But it is still and always will be quite telling that the two individuals that PM put out there on Front Street saying they were the ones who were questioning the pigment of an unborn baby, Archie, and were worried about it and how it would look in the family, etc., are the two that claimed that they had cancer. Hmm. Chuck looked like he has like worse than that, but he's always looked that way. It's probably Dumbo fever or something. The ears reference, just in case somebody doesn't get it. Okay. Lorna Little Mac, when asked by a reporter, did I read this one while she was on? I think I did. It's not traditional. Oh, KP clean and scrub the article. Well, mm, mm. Um, Churchinelli is responding to Rosita's. He looks like he's been pegged to death. There's a lot going on. Yeah, there's a lot going on with him. He's got a bottle in the hand. That's a little bit more than the substance because if he's swaying out, hmm hmm Littleback says, Mrs. S, I agree, but she has, oh, I think I read this one. She has no but. I was just repeating what the British media was saying about Pippa Chow. You know, they fabricate stuff, they like to bolster things. Hmm. Fabergé eggs. Thank you. That just came to me, Lord. Okay, moving on. See, I'll just blurt stuff out. Rosita says, a prince of the blood. Prince, let me see. Harry's HRH title can't be removed. Removing his Duke title requires parliamentary approval. William can't do shit to the titles. He just likes to make it seem like he's got big cojones, but we know better than that. They're probably smaller than, petite jelly beans. Um, Wendy L. The Middleton family drama continues. The parents went bankrupt. Uncle's allegedly involved. There ain't no allegedly. That man was pictured chopping his sugar on the counter on the mirror. And okay, let's just say alleged. That's out the window. Hmm. Um, Add to the hot mess. Pippa, father-in-law accused of use. SA. Kate keeping her distance. Child. Mm-mm. Brother selling dog food and handing out dog food as payment to, you know, Royal Rhoda to garner, a little boost in ad free advertisement. We forgot that part there, Wendy. Whew. Kim C, do you think Pippa's staying away from Kate because Willie put his finger in her face asking for a friend? Oh no, she probably would have bit his finger off, but um we know how controlling Kate can be, and I have guarantee that her sister wasn't able to have the wedding how she wanted things because there was some, I believe there was stories out there about, the bridesmaids dresses, and we know that. Kate's daughter. Okay, so uh-huh. And something with the flowers. Wasn't that the one when they said the flowers almost took her out or something? I don't know. Anyway, I just was like, what the hell? You just let the press run and do whatever they want? Whatever. Dolores. Hello everyone. I hope that Megan will be going to the aviation awards with Harry. Hopefully, but they seem to allow each other to have that thing. Yeah, we'll see. And I get it. I don't think both of them want to be away from the children for far too long if they don't have to be. Hmm. Y'all are stuck on the titles. Here we go. Tier says, so what if Willie stripped them of their titles? Life goes on for Harry and Meghan, and you'll always be Harry's shadow. In Harry's shadow, exactly. Actually, he will be known as the one that stripped his brother and who has done nothing to you. He hasn't verbally said anything about you that would, you know, he hasn't Henry VIII you, which I believe Harry could if he, excuse me, verbally if he really wanted to. Hazel says, hi, everyone. The lady in black has new names for her list. Sure. Does she ever? Does she ever? Ooh, look at this. I'm over an hour already. My gosh. Okay. Antoinette. VS, this Easter is my birthday. Oh, look at you. The 20th will not appear on Easter again until 2087. Wow. Wow. Well, happy birthday in advance, Antoinette, and to all those that are in April and celebrate their birthdays. My grandmother's was the 16th. My mother's the 24th. So yeah, I've always yeah. It's just been a somewhat of a quiet week. Let me see. Tier is saying I mean Connie Balmer was replying to Tier Megan Sussex is Prince Henry and that William can't take away. Well, I don't know why they just, especially since we know that they offered here. You want the titles, take the styling, take the titles. We don't. We just want away because that was more of a shot at them than anything. We just want away from y'all. We want to be away from you. We don't want anything really tying us to you. But they were like, no, no, no. Okay, so here we go. Oh, Miss Viv, how are you? Miss Viv says, my birthday was Wednesday and I turned 68 years old. Well, God bless you. God is so good and I'm so thankful. Also, I got an excellent report from the doctor. Yay, Miss Viv. Yay. That's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. I'm happy. I'm all behind in these comments. I'm going to start this one, okay, because this will probably be the one I need to get myself off of here. Um, Okay, let me read this one from Marshar. I bet Pippa piped the truth on Kitty's untraditional sickness. I think she meant to say what she said. Ha. Pippa's married to a real billionaire and will still be rich after Kate is divorced, child. Yeah, because even if Pippa divorced and she's got what, two, three kids, yeah, she will be. Hi, Lady T. Happy belated to you. All right. Let me go on down. Let me go on down. Uh, what? Hazel, it was the exhibit at Buckingham Palace. Lizzie barked at her. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, there you go, Lorna. I thought of it before I even saw this comment. Yes, some Fabergé eggs. Do they still? Child, I'm surprised she didn't ask if they could. If we crack them open, I wonder what the yolk would look like. I thought she was going to. Yeah, and she was an art major, wasn't she? Sure, please. Let me see. So, Wendy L, yes. This week, our faves are going to give us joy. First, Megan speaks at TIME100, Summon Harry at the Living Legend Aviation Ceremony. So, yes, that annual event, since he is a living legend. Okay, in there. Was inducted last year. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Happy birthday, Antoinette, again in advance. Happy belated to Miss Viv. Um, may you all just all have a wonderful Easter to those that celebrate. Um, I hope to. I'll probably get into some mess on my other channel. Yeah, hanging out with Divine. She's a sweetheart. People coming for her because they don't like. Yeah, she gives it to them the way she can. Whew, my goodness. Let me see. Let me just scroll through the comments. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything that jumps out. Listen, um, Dana, what are you saying here? Booting Andy out of Royal Lodge was the move William and Kate to move into and live their separate lives, just like Fergie and Andrew. The plot thickens. Open your eyes, it's bare to see. Listen, are they still working on getting him out of there? Because you know, just like his sister and just like his brother, why would they just, if William just turned and looked and was like, I want that and that one. They were given those homes by their mother, kind of outranks you, I'm just saying, in most parts of the world. But anyway, I'm just gonna say they truly didn't give two shits about their grandmother. Well, he didn't. And his wife don't really have much to say anyway. Let me see. Patricia Harry vet in Beverly Hills. I believe so. Megan doesn't have to travel. Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I don't even know if this is still on display at KP, but I do hope because it was just very disrespectful for them to have Harry and Meghan's wedding attire on display and making money off of it when they were doing all this ish to them. I hope that it has been returned. I'm just going to say. Woo! Wendy says King Charles, head of the church, and Camilla got booed at church on Holy Thursday. How ironic. Mm, mm. I'm going to leave this. I'll leave this one up. Let me see. Cookies and cream. Um, yes, cookies and cream. I'm gonna leave this up. I'm gonna go ahead and say, everyone have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, or if it's Sunday already where you are. Um, Happy Easter to those that celebrate. Happy 420 to those who celebrate. Cause I get high, I get high, I get high. Okay, let me stop being silly. All right, love you all. Take care. Bye.